Hey everyone, this is Jarrad VK3BL, and today I actually want to talk about something that came out of the Sherwood engineering reports on the testing data on the IC-7610, and that's basically the optimal settings for driving a linear amplifier. Now, what Rob Sherwood noticed in his testing is that if you don't make use of the TX delay functionality, you're likely to hot switch your amplifier, even if it has pin diodes or vacuum relays. So what he recommends is the following. You go into menu, you go into set, you then go into function. Now on page 2 of 7 in function, the second item is TX delay. When you go into TX delay, you can set for HF or 50 meters. I don't run 50 meter, I don't have a 50 meter amplifier, so I haven't bothered setting mine, but I do have a HF amplifier, the lovely Tokyo High Power HL 2.5K effects. So I've gone and set my TX delay. And that's where you set it. You get to choose from off, 10, 15, 20, 25 and 30. Now what are the optimal settings, you might ask? And I'll cover that now. What Rob found is that if you've got a vacuum relay amplifier or a pin diode switched amplifier, you want to use the 15 millisecond setting. If you have a relay amplifier, such as mine, my Tokyo High Power uses miniature relays, or an Ameritron that uses, say, open frame relays, you want to use something higher. Now, if you've got miniature relays and that sort of thing, sealed relays, 20 milliseconds is probably the optimal setting. If you've got open frame relays like the old AL811, the old standby trusty amplifier, one of those, if you've got the open frame relays in something like that, or basically any of the Ameritron line, 25 milliseconds or even 30 milliseconds is the optimal setting. So do make sure you go and change that, or you will be hot switching your amplifier. And that's not good for the longevity of your amplifier or pretty much anything in your station. So there's a tip, something that came out of the Rob Sherwood reports, and something that's very easily done. So go ahead and do it. And yeah, my only other tip is, if you've looked at my my IMD testing of the IC-7610, is that basically its sweet spot in terms of signal purity is somewhere between 25 and 50 watts. So ideally, that's where you want to drive your amplifier. That's the amount of power you want to excite your amplifier with. If you're running legal limit. Now, of course, if you're like in Australia, where we've got 400 pep as our legal limit, you can go much lower than that. It's not a problem at all. The radio basically gets cleaner as you cleaner as you lower the power. So they're my two recommendations. Unless make sure you've set your TX delay, and make sure you don't really drive the amp with more than about 50 watts if you're interested in signal cleanliness. Now, of course, if there's a DX station you really need to work that's rare, maybe something in Africa or a small island, do what you have to do within the conditions of your license. But if you want to rag chew and you don't want to be, you want to be put out a respectable signal that people appreciate, somewhere between 25 and 50 watts. Anyway, this is Jarrad VK3BL, and hopefully you found that useful. 73 for now, and Happy New Year to everyone.